Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of September 26, 2023. This is our preview for week 5. I feel like we just started this thing, and now we are in the meat of it. The beauty of this sport is that it's so short and fleeting, I guess. It's only 12 weeks, 13 weeks, so it feels like it goes by so fast. Hey, as always, I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I've got Commish, Pitt Girl, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Pitt Girl, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday indeed. Commish, how are you, sir?
Good. Just trying to get back to, I guess, normalcy in Texas. 95 and up. I had the taste of lovely fall weather in Salt Lake City and in Pocatello, and I'm just angry. I'm angry that we're still in the 90s. I'm just furious. Like, can we get some sort of fall already? For the love of God.
I would kill for just one cool, crisp day.
Can I give you some more weather-related rage?
Okay,
go
ahead.
Go to hell. Yes.
It's been in the 60s and raining since the hurricane went through on Saturday. 4 straight days of gray and 60-ish and foggy and raining. That's
awful. I hate you so much because it's been hot and gross. Like, I got in my car today after teaching, and it was a hot box, and I hate it. I hate everything about it.
I wore a flannel shirt today.
Oh God. I wore a polo today, and I still sweat through it.
Like Pitt Girl's voice, like, I wore a flannel shirt today. And like, just taunting us with that. Just like, I was in flannel. Deal with that shit. I mean, I wore the hoodies. I had like a hoodie, and then I had a jacket on top. It was like 40s. It felt like maybe in the 30s, and I was like, this is heaven. But it was just Pocatello. But I mean, compared to where I was at, almost heaven, Pocatello. That's right.
It's a hell of a lot closer than West Virginia.
Wait, I have to stand up for Beth isn't here tonight. Or
the elevation's a lot higher. It is literally closer.
Well, let's start with our interesting story of the day, because Jim Harbaugh discovered multi-view on YouTube TV.
The Harbaughs.
You guys remember when your parents first discovered DVR? Like, I remember very clearly when my parents discovered DVR and how magical it was. And I feel like it's the same way with this. Like, I can't imagine the first time Jim Harbaugh realized he could pause live TV. It had to have been the greatest moment of his life. And now he can watch 4 games at once. I assume that he has ADHD.
Can I read the quote?
Yeah, go for it.
The quote is just beautiful. Quote, on whether he watched Notre Dame versus Ohio State. Quote, I was watching. My wife got this YouTube TV. It's like half the price of DirecTV. No offense, DirecTV, but we're over there at YouTube TV now. Must be 150 games to watch. I'm in hog heaven on Saturday night watching those games. Watching a lot of them. Then you can go back and watch them again. If you didn't watch the one, you can go back and start and select the tape for you right there. I don't know if I learned anything. Just bouncing around watching a lot of football. Jim Harbaugh, welcome to the Sickos Committee.
He's in. If we didn't already believe it, he was there.
As you called it, Pitt Girl, it's the Harbaughs. What is he watching? What were the options that he could have been watching? So like I had to have Ohio State, Notre Dame, had to have in one of them.
There weren't a lot of options that included Notre Dame, Ohio State. I had this problem.
Yeah. What were the options?
He was probably watching like UConn, Duke. And
hell yeah,
and Notre Dame, Ohio State, and
one of us, right,
and knowing Jim Harbaugh, he was watching that going, oh, these UConn kids, they're fighting hard. Oh yeah, that Duke teams look real fast. Oh, they're scary. That's exciting. I love it. I can't imagine his brain trying to process that many screens at once. Like he said, I don't know if I learned anything just bouncing around watching a lot of football. But I can imagine that that's how he chews tape too. It's always fun. We've always said this. A couple of times we've had coaches' room and watching them like run tape in the coaches' room, because they'll start rewinding before the play's even over. Mm-hmm. Like, who cares? Like, whatever. Like, they know the outcome is before they go, so they'll rewind and start going. And I can just imagine him doing that on like the quad box. Just
ESPN, please bring that back. By the way, that was great as a neutral for national championship games. Bring back the coach's film room.
Way more fascinating. Let Mac Brown do it again. Give Mac Brown the remote.
Yeah, can we get like Mac Brown, throw in Terry Bowden? Because I mean, he's been on TV before. You know,
Yeah.
he was with John Saunders, rest in peace, in his
Dan
ABC
Mullins,
days.
Dan Mullins, just hanging around ESPN.
I mean, he's just there.
Tanner Duke was on it one year.
He's playing golf all the time. That's what we've figured out, right? Is that he just plays golf now.
Let's make the Sickos Committee coaches room, and let's just do that. We could do it. Just get a whole bunch of coaches in the coaches room and have them just watch the college football playoff final. That would definitely.
What about just offensive coordinators coaches room? Like the year they had Dino Babers, and he was just like, "Oh, this is so slow. More RPO. What the hell is this?" I think that was Bowling Green Dino Babers.
See, I was just thinking in the potentially most sickos move, what if we got Saban? He's very good on TV. And I don't know that he's going to be playing in the national championship game this year, guys.
Or the playoffs, so let's not worry about that. Get him and Lane in the same room together to shoot tape. Wait a second.
Oh,
I got this.
Okay.
Yep. Get Lane, get Nick, and then get Sark if he's not otherwise occupied.
And Dave Wanstead as the mediator.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is the season of Big Brother I didn't know I wanted. I love this. This is a reality TV show.
I mean, I wouldn't even pay attention to the game. I just want to watch them talk.
They wouldn't either. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or Nick would try, and then Lane would just sit there, making fart sounds. Okay, we have to have this discussion because we've been tagged so many times to talk about whether we rank the Bears versus the Broncos this week. It is professional football.
Yeah.
With big quotes.
What did you call that? Like post-grad football?
Yes, this is post-grad football.
It's post-grad.
This is not something we usually cover, except once college football runs out, we sort of like lazily look at the NFL and go, okay, this is a thing. I don't know how to feel about this.
And we keep getting tagged in this, and people want to, like, you need to have an NFL Sickos Committee. And I'm like, I don't dedicate my life to NFL football anymore. At one point I did like the fantasy stuff. I did all of that. And, as soon as the pandemic hit, I kind of gave all of that up. And I really just leaned into the college football side of things because I enjoyed that a lot. This is not, in my opinion, again, as the commish, it's not necessarily something that I'm looking forward to watching. Like, I'm like, I don't want to watch the Bears and Broncos. I don't, I mean, I don't want to watch it. It's just there. It's an NFL game.
That's my problem, right? Is that this has no draw to me, like just emotionally, because one of these teams is going to be 1-3 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, unless they tie, but
okay, that
would be great.
Actually might.
Yeah.
Well, you remember last year there was that weird tiebreaker situation we were cheering for. We almost got a tie out of it.
Yeah.
It would have sent two teams to the playoff, whatever it was. I forget what it was.
I think it was Oakland and the Chargers.
Something like that. And this is the same thing, is that I don't have this draw to it. There's these 32 professional football teams, and they're all just
It's a week 4 game. Like, if this was maybe like week 15 and they're both over or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in if that's the case. It's like week 15, week 16, and both of them still don't have a win. Oh, I'm there. But it's week 4. The only thing that really, like, the Dolphins scored 70 on the Broncos. That's great.
That was fascinating.
It
almost broke Scorigami because the Scorigami chart only goes up to 73. By the way, side tangent. I saw you post that you do not like Scorigami as an art, Commish.
I don't follow it as it's happening.
Okay, that's different. That's very different.
I mean, it's cool when it happens and the game is over. That's great. Hey, it's Scorigami. Yay.
Oh, it's the folks that are like...
It's the folks that are like, oh my God, it's like second quarter. If they do this and that, then this could turn into...
That's fine.
It's like getting excited about a no-hitter in the second inning. Like, everybody just calm down.
I mean, like, I don't... Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is... Like, I don't have any bearing on the Scorigami. Like, oh no, it's like the third quarter and this is a potential Scorigami. I'm like, dude, you got like another quarter and a half to go.
Also, for everyone that yells at us to do college football Scorigami, one, someone is keeping track of that, and two, there have been so many rule changes in college football history that a lot of those like weird spots are filled in because touchdowns used to be worth 5, and 5 is sort of the 5 and 4 are like the weird scoregami parts.
Yep.
But because college football has been around for 150 years and not just 50 or whatever, it is way less. There's not nearly as much area to tread.
Yeah, it's that and the size of the data set. Like there's just been so many games played that college football scoregami would be miraculously rare when it does happen, which is exciting in and of itself, but like
Yes, very different.
yeah.
Okay, so are we not going to rank this thing? Like we can call it like a, I don't know, a
Honorable mention.
Yeah, we've done honorable mention before. We've done.
No, I don't want to rank it.
Okay.
As a commission, I'm just like, I don't want to rank it. I don't want to put it, like, just randomly throw it there at like 42 or something like that.
So the fun, the humorous thing, coming from just a humorous standpoint, like throwing it in the mid 30s would be funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's what I want. Like if it reaches to what we do there, you know what I mean?
I mean, you could throw it in, and then maybe we throw in like the Elks against the Argos in there too. Why the hell not? Just throw a CFL game in there, or I mean, just no. I mean, I'm not trying
to open it up to other sports, and I don't want to fucking know.
Yeah, like Dutch korfball versus Belgian korfball or something like that. Yeah, no.
I mean, okay, we don't cover big important games, okay, sir.
All right. Well, I mean that is.
We'd have to be talking like American korfball.
Yeah, okay, American korfball versus, I don't know, Trinidad and Tobago's korfball team.
I'm gonna get my kid into korfball. This is gonna be his college admission letter.
Okay,
this is gonna be his thing.
All right, you do that.
I am.
I wish you luck, and then maybe he can get the first korfball scholarship.
I don't need to get a scholarship. Okay. You just have to have on your at the
extracurriculars.
The they want that thing, right? Okay. They want you to be unique at something. And if he's like, oh yeah, I resurrected the American korfball team.
Yes.
Now I've got a korf girlfriend and we're gonna have korf babies. I don't know. Korf baby is a very common thing, by the way. The World Cup's coming up next month, and I'm gonna go fucking nuts on this podcast. Just everyone clear out. In about a month, we have international korfball. I'm so excited. Right now, it's champ. By the way, have you noticed lots of Champions League korfball stuff on the feed? Because I added that. We got korfball Champions League too.
Anything korfball related, I'm just it's Jordan. So at least I know who it is. Like our podcast trailer, it has korfball in it.
That's right.
It's like we need to
re-record that.
You may need to do that one again. It's a little old, but but yes, no. I mean, I don't feel like ranking it. If we do, it's gonna be low. It may make the list. I don't know, but it's not the Sickos game of the week. It's nowhere near. So
I will say that on another side, we haven't shouted him out specifically, but at Heavens FX on Twitter is one of the best visual media people on there. He's also an Iowa fan.
Yeah.
And he sort of half did a couple weeks ago a Brian Ferentz deep fake that was very good. He's like, I put my name on the background.
Yeah.
So it would be obvious.
Yes.
But it's also was a very good deep fake. And a lot of people bit.
Oh.
And he's done it a couple times.
A lot of people bit. And I'm just, they kept tagging us in it. I'm like, no. We're not born today. We know, at Heavens FX. Awesome follow, by the way. Fantastic graphic artist. Makes great videos, deep fakes. Fantastic. Just doing that, and follows us. We follow them too. And just a great account. And again, one of those Iowa fans that have embraced us, which is very important when we get fans that follow us and they know what we're doing here, mm-hmm. and they're down with it, and that's huge for us. So when somebody like that has a tweet that takes off unexpectedly, and because he's done this previously before, yes. But this one after Brian Ferentz scored, they got 41 points on Western Michigan, really took off. And some fun stuff happened today because somebody asked Kirk Ferentz about it, and Kirk said, "I've seen the videos of the AI videos of Brian Ferentz and Matt Campbell," and he said he called it clever. There's actually like a link to a video there of him talking about it, and I don't know if you want to play it. It's up to you.
Here,
it's a nice little clip.
Let me put it on.
Heard one on the radio last Wednesday, I believe, not regarding this building, but clever, and they were almost sounded authentic. Maybe they weren't for all I know. I don't know. I got some artificial intelligence in my head too, so maybe. But it just, as we get smarter, I think sometimes we get dumber, quite frankly. Information I'll make over the last X amount of decades. It's interesting.
Quote on
So,
a
but it is clever. I mean, it's clever, entertaining, all that stuff.
There you go.
So-
Thank you, Kirk.
So that gets me wondering. Do you think he knows about us?
So I know that some of the folks in the athletics department absolutely know about us.
Yeah.
And I know some of the grad students do. So I don't know if it's gotten that high up yet.
I wonder if anyone has shown Brian the.
Oh my God,
the
I haven't
point
considered
tracker.
that. I haven't considered that.
Yeah.
This isn't a big world, is it?
No, it's not.
I've learned if I've learned anything in the past couple of years, this is not a big world.
No, like we're in this, and I don't know how our popularity is because, like, when I was in Pocatello, I was speaking with the SID, and it was just like, "Oh no, all SIDs are fully aware of you guys now." And it was a moment for me, like, "Oh my God, we are not necessarily like we have arrived or something like that."
We're
It
part
was
of
like
the fabric.
it was kind of like,
We're-
"Oh my God, we're known. We're not like this little tiny thing." It was a little bit of a shock, like, "Oh, okay, okay." It's like, "Oh my God."
We're being perceived.
Yes, we
Yes.
are. We are being perceived. Everybody is well aware of us, which is frightening a little bit, invigorating.
Because we're just
And
dipshits too,
We're
y'all.
just stupid. We're just having a good time. That's all we're trying to do.
Start the week off as always. Let's check out what the ACC network is going to offer to us on Saturday, September 30th.
The ACC plus the CW.
Yes.
Yes.
If we're talking, so we're going Eastern time here because it is the ACC network.
ACCC.
At 4 a.m., if you're up, you get to watch NC State versus Virginia.
I'd watch that one again.
At 7 a.m., ACC Traditions NC State, a look at the history of North Carolina State basketball.
Okay.
At 7:30, you get to watch last year's Syracuse Clemson game.
Oh, that was close. Syracuse.
10:30, you get ACC Traditions Clemson.
All right.
Then we're showing Twice as Nice, The Legend of Charlie Ward again.
I mean, well, they said it's twice as nice.
Then at noon, number one, The Story of 1981 Clemson.
Okay.
Then 1 p.m., we're number one, The Story of 1999 Florida State.
Okay.
And then we get into the games. 3:30 p.m., Bowling Green versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech Bowling Green looked so bad last week. Then a large gap because the next game is the 8 p.m. game.
Oh.
That is Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech.
Oh.
Don't look at us.
Look at us, where he is.
Arthur, I know he's not speaking, but he's just like hiding his eyes, like shaking his head.
It's gonna be just.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready.
And then my local CW schedule. Pitt Girl, you want to pull up your CW schedule too? My local CW schedule. Let me find it here. Why is it always so hard to find like the actual CW 33? Looking for Saturday. Oh man, Yellow Texas is on once again. I gotta watch Yellow Texas one of these days, y'all. Let's see here. I got things like Jack Hanna's Into the Wild yet again.
Nice.
Pet That Dream, Tales of Valor, DFW Metro Pets.
Metro Pets is back.
Metro Pets is back.
Is there like a logo? I want to bevel Metro Pets.
I believe there is. I'll get you one.
I'm gonna find it.
Then I got things like Districts in Review, a community-focused program working to improve people's quality of life, which is probably important work. I'm just not interested at all. Lots of paid TV. Then we get at 1 p.m. Virginia at Boston College, live from Chestnut Hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very
And then
nice.
episodes of Young Sheldon, lots of Young Sheldon, and Big Bang Theory. And then something called The Great Chocolate Showdown.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
I have that one too.
What is The Great Chocolate Showdown?
Sweet Suspensions.
Why-
It seems like it might be like off-brand Great British Bake Off.
Okay. Do I know any of these hosts? No. Oh, it's a Canadian show. And this has to be like, oh, oops, we have no writers. We need shit to do. By the way, congratulations to the WGA for getting a contract, I think. By this point, I think they locked it in. They're getting what they want, so fuck yeah.
Yeah.
The illusion. And at 9 p.m., YOLO, Texas. I gotta watch YOLO, Texas. I feel like this is a show for me. Are you have anything fun on yours?
After the Great Chocolate Showdown, we have Masters of Illusion, 2 episodes of Masters of Illusion, which
Okay.
is about magicians. We've also got a lot of paid programming, including New Shark Vacuum, your pet hair solution, and Inogen Portable Oxygen, oxygen therapy that moves with you, if you are looking for either of those things.
Love it.
Lots of Jack Hanna's Into the Wild. Got another Women of Wrestling leading into Great Chocolate Showdown.
Ooh, well then. Okay.
The
So we
great
got our
chocolate-
CW.
The
and we
Great
got our
Chocolate Showdown. Okay.
got that. Okay. So now on to our week 5 bulk of things. Now, like we always say, this is our general order. This does not mean that this is going to be our total order for Sickos Game of the Week. We're just going to ballpark this. First up, Virginia at Boston College. Now, this was close to the top of our list, but something happened today. Anthony Calandria is not starting.
Boo!
Monmouth transfer, Tony Muskett. Again, Muskett's a great name for a Boston-based team. I like this. He had been injured in week 1, which is why Anthony Calandria was playing. And they said that they don't want to, an injury doesn't make you lose your spot, basically.
Okay.
Now that he's
Okay.
back, and that makes
Fair.
sense. That's fair. Is this game less interesting now?
Slightly.
The vibe is less enticing. That doesn't mean it's less interesting. This game has very high Sickos potential, but Anthony Calandria was so much fun.
But now Boston College is still trotting out Castellanos. Or what's his name?
Castellanos.
Castellanos. So that we still have that, but this changes the vibe here.
It does.
And I don't know. I don't know about this anymore. It's rare that one player messes up our vibe, but we had been loving what young Anthony had been doing so much.
I mean, I'm watching NC State and Virginia in a bar in Pocatello, and I'm absolutely riveted by this game. It makes a big deal because, I mean, just never stop throwing the ball. Like, just, I don't know. Muskett feels like a little bit more of a cautious game manager type from what, remembering their first game. Calandria just seems like just gunslinger, throwing it anywhere, ridiculously, crazy bravado. So it gives a little bit of the luster of this game for the potential Sickos Game of the Week. It has been diminished slightly. It doesn't mean he's not going to play.
Right.
And Arthur, you are correct. Tony Muskett should be at UMass.
Mhm.
Yes, definitely.
It is a New England as hell name. But when you think of Muskett, you think of someone who's slow to fire, only one shot or two.
Yes.
I want Tony Gatling gun. Can we get a Tony Gatling gun? So if we're not liking that, how about Arizona State at Cal at 2 p.m. on the Pac-12 network?
Fire up your Moldovan VPNs, folks.
Let's do it.
One week from now, there are 4 Pac-12 games going on, and 3 are on the Pac-12 network.
So I'm going to let
including
you know.
UCLA Wazoo.
So this one too, Drew Pine is out for Arizona State.
Fuck.
So they're now down to their 3rd string quarterback because Jalen Rashada he was out for 4 to 6 weeks. Now
Right.
Pine is out with what Coach Kenny Dillingham said with 3 different injuries.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
3 different injury locations. Not too many details on top of that. He did get sacked a ton against USC.
It was
he was on the ground like almost instantly. So it feels like USC's defense is just like, if they don't sack you, you may score a touchdown. If they sack you, you're sacked. You're not going to score a touchdown. But he took a beating in that game, and I hope he gets better. But I don't even know the name of their 3rd string quarterback that's going to be starting for them. Again, a little bit of luster lost on this game because of injuries. And do we know if Jaden Ott is healthy for Cal?
Let's see. I did drop once again, as always, thanks to Parker at Sats of War on Twitter for his previews. They're super useful for what we do and for what everyone does. I dropped the Arizona State Cal one in the chat, and if you'll notice, look how blue Cal's side is. I'm so impressed with them.
They are
I'm so happy with them.
They are a great offensive team. If you look at the thing that Parker does, which we got to get him on the podcast eventually, it's the points per echo. Cal has the worst points per echo. So they move the ball a ton and then just not cash it in a bunch, or they get field goals, which that's probably because of their fun game they had with Auburn.
Just so our listeners who may not know what an ECHL is, it's the idea, it's a measure of quality possession and opportunity creation. The idea is that basically an ECHL is every time you're within a certain yard line. It's not the red zone, but it's close. And it's how often you score with those opportunities, things like that.
Mm.
It's sort of like red zone points per red zone trip, but a little.
It's almost like points per possession. It's something that way. He has a better. He named it after a Navy fullback, Eckel. So I can't remember his first name, but yeah, it's something that measures, how well do you cash in your good drives. And Cal has a lot of good drives, but they don't cash them in well. So, that, again, probably from that weird, strange game with Auburn, because they had a lot of good drives and they did not cash in anything in that game. Barely anything.
I did want to mention an NCAA stat. Let me find it. Because every week, like when I'm having coffee before I go between my classes, I just surf through the NCAA stats to see like if there's anything weird in there for us to talk about. And there was one red zone offense. Here we go. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that have scored every time they've been in the red zone this year. And that's BYU, Colorado, Florida State, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, South Alabama, Western Kentucky, and Wisconsin. Now, Oklahoma State has only been in the red zone 11 times, but they have scored every time they've been there. That's either a touchdown or a field goal. And there's only one team in the country that has scored on fewer than half of their trips to the red zone, and that is Old Dominion. Old Dominion is sitting at 45%.
Ouch.
They've been there 11 times, and they've scored 5 of them. Ouch. Commish, you'll be happy to know that ULM is higher on this list, but they've only been to the red zone 7 times this season.
Well, they score from far away.
That's right. It's just bombs.
Just like the Warhawk Plains, they just quick strike.
How about some Maction? We are actually knee deep in Maction this week.
Love it.
Buffalo at Akron.
Yes.
That's
Sold.
Maction-y as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Sold.
And Akron is favored.
Yes.
Akron's feisty.
They are quickly becoming one of my I think they could get a bowl this year teams.
Hey, they almost beat Indiana. That is an accomplishment.
That was my dark horse for MAC bowl game. So let's
you've been calling this, yes?
Yeah, I've been believing in the Zips a little bit this year, and I think they can do it.
It's the tire. It's the
turnover tire. Don't forget to hydrate your tires. But yeah,
Isn't that how you get mosquitoes?
Put hydration, and I don't know. I mean, you can. Well,
you never had you grew up in a place where people just had tires hanging out. They'd fill with water after hurricanes and stuff, and mosquitoes would come out.
We had mosquitoes everywhere. I'm not blaming the tires. Yeah, it's like mosquitoes are everywhere because we lived in the swamp. What was damp?
Yeah, I guess creating sources of standing water that are breeding grounds for mosquitoes is less of a concern when you live in the standing water.
Essentially, yeah. What is damp may never dry.
Okay, there it is. Arthur, mark it. There's your title.
What is damp may never dry.
Mark it right there.
That is New Orleans and Louisiana, South Louisiana, just ridiculous. It's constantly humid and mosquitoes everywhere. If there was standing water, it's all around us. No matter where it is, you could not get rid of it. But yeah, Akron, if they could get this win over Buffalo, which it's going to be tough because Maction is very even. Typically, I think this game is even a coin flip.
It's close.
Yeah,
it's close.
Yeah, so if Akron can get this win and get off to a good start in the MAC, I feel like they got a good outside chance to be 6-6 and maybe they can take the turnover tires to the Bahamas Bowl.
That would be such a great season for them.
It would. So
I like the idea of them having to explain that to Bahamian customs.
The tire you're bringing in.
What is this? What is your purpose here?
I'm sorry, your tire does not fit in the overhead storage.
And Nevada trying to bring a Trident into.
Nevada's trying to bring a Trident to the Bahamas. There's probably already one there at Atlantis.
Yeah. One of those resorts definitely has a Trident. Never mind, you can just get it.
At least one. Hey, can we borrow your Trident? We need it.
Yes.
Why? I can't tell you.
Can't tell you.
Because Texas State stole our last one. Hold on to your fucking turnover shit.
They stole the Trident.
Now, 6:30 on Thursday on Big Kid ESPN. They are showing Temple at Tulsa.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
That is a sicko special. That
Oh,
is something
man.
that is something that
We
is
get-
a particular taste. This is Fernet.
we're
Okay.
gonna get the new Tulsa mascot on live on ESPN. Gus T.
Oh, that's right. His name is
Sorry.
Gus T.
We're gonna get Thursday night. We're gonna get the new Tulsa mascot, Gus T, which is it's a great name.
Yeah, let me find him. I'll drop him in chat because he's
God.
great. I
Gus
love him so
T.
much.
I am hyped for this. And
There's
this
Gus
should
T,
be-
Pitt Girl.
This
Oh, why
Yeah.
is his face like that?
He's got
'Cause-
so much chin. He's like Jay
'cause
Leno
it's-
chin.
because I mean
He's
it's
got so much chin
got a
and
lot
no
of-
nose.
so I was trying to think of some other names for the Tulsa mascot instead of Gus T. You could have had Win D.
hmm
There was a couple of other ones.
Windy's nuts.
Hey, all right, that's enough.
I got
That's
nothing.
enough. That's it. You got Temple, Tulsa. I'm ready for this one. Let's go.
Arkansas State at UMass. Okay. Hey, UMass, we need to
Hmm.
talk here. You got to win this one, guys. This is do or die now. This is Butch and Arkansas State. They're bad. I know that they got a win over Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. Whatever. They're coming to your town. You can do this. Maybe UMass is trying to tank for a draft pick. Maybe that's what this is. Did Don Brown have a lot of NFL experience? I don't think he did, actually. Never mind.
Don Brown's really never left that area except
That's right.
his Rumspringer in
Or-
Tucson.
in Arizona. And he immediately was like, no, this sucks.
It's like, no, I'm out. After 1 year,
I'm going
done.
back to New England.
Going back to New England. But let's see if the Minutemen can break your chowder curse.
The Jordan Jinx, I think.
The Jordan Jinx, the chowder curse, whatever. Come on, UMass, get a win here.
Jacksonville State at Sam Houston at 7 p.m. on Thursday. This is at the same time as Temple at Tulsa. This is on ESPNU. I think this is this is a more interesting game for most people because it's a lot of newness. Jacksonville State is probably going to win this. Jacksonville State has looked very good. Rich Rod might be one of your coaches, not on this podcast, but like someone who's listening to this. Rich Rod might be your next coach. You might have to come to terms with this. So you might want to look at this. Actually, for the Pitt folks on this podcast, Rich Rod may be your next coach. I don't know.
Mm,
Oh my God. Crazy.
Pitt coach Rich Rodriguez. There we go.
I mean,
Face.
can we think of like disqualified, or I'm sorry, not eligible Conference USA champions, Jacksonville State?
I mean, that's they're
they can
gonna
have an anti-championship game with JMU.
Jacksonville State's gonna win the damn thing. Like I'm pretty convinced at this point. Unless Western Kentucky figures their shit out very quickly, they're gonna win the damn thing.
So you know
We're
how
gonna
many,
have like
so Sam Houston has been in FBS for 3 games now. How many points has Sam Houston scored in combined in those 3 games?
it's like 10.
That's correct. 10.
Oh
points.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
So
Their defense is pretty good. Their
Defense is good.
offense is not.
let's see if they got a little bit of home cooking. Get some the power infused by Sam Houston, the gigantic statue. And-
Also, this is where people get pissed at me because I whenever I type in Cincinnati Bearcats, I always misspell it. I spell it with a K for 2 reasons. One, because Sam Houston State, or the Bearcats with a K. And 2, because my first teaching job was in a place where the mascot was Bearcats with a K. And so I always say I always spell Bearcats wrong. My apologies. How about NIU at Toledo Maction? I mean, that's an automatic win for me. Toledo's looking good. NIU has not looked the same since their first week.
no.
Like they whooped on Boston College and then just nothing.
Oh,
Like,
they
they lost the
Tulsa.
Salukis. They
Yeah,
lost
they
the Salukis.
Yeah,
Our fancy dogs.
fancy dogs. I don't know. Like the NIU that beat Boston College, it seems to have disappeared. But I mean, I don't know how much that's worth. I mean, they immediately turned around and lost to Southern Illinois. Then they lost to
Tulsa.
Tulsa and Nebraska. I believe it was Nebraska, right?
It was Nebraska. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know. Toledo's big projected favorites here. So, but again, it's Maction, so you kind of
That's
don't
the-
know what to expect.
If you're listening to this and you haven't gone through a season with us before, I need you to understand that the MAC is parity the conference.
Oh,
Mhm.
That
sure.
that 1 year, yes, someone may rise above,
Yeah.
but it will be for a year tops.
Yep.
And then we come back down. Ohio, when they've been very good, like when Frank Solich was there, did not win the conference consistently. They would, they win one, then they come in second or third. It is just parity the conference. It's wonderful. And that's why Maction on a Tuesday is so great, because literally anyone can win those games. The joke used to be, except for Akron, except Akron's now coming up. Now we got to talk about Kent State getting their shit together. USF at Navy at 2:30. Y'all, I want you to look at this, at Parker's chart for this game.
Oh yeah.
Look how much red is on that chart.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yes.
dear. That is a lot.
The best unit on the field is USF's defense. That is the best unit on the field.
Navy's only blue spot is their passing offense.
And that's just the success rate.
Yeah.
That at least means that they are like getting to second and third, like getting past second and third down. Like that's, yeah. This is going to be kind of gross. It's weird to think that Navy is favored in a game where South Florida like has beat their last opponent pretty soundly, Rice, and then hung with Alabama. But I don't know.
This would be interesting, because if South Florida can get this one, I think the folks in South Florida can start dreaming about a bowl game.
Oh, for sure. I think
Yeah.
that's totally reasonable for
Yeah.
this team.
I mean, I'm just looking at their schedule. If they can get by Navy, they play UAB, FAU, UConn, Memphis, Temple, UTSA, and they finish with Charlotte.
Oh, they can get. Oh, yeah. That's
They could do that.
that's absolutely a bowl team.
That they need this one to make sure if they drop one randomly down the line. But
Which they
I mean,
will.
you can see, and then I mean, just from them putting up a lot of points and almost 600 yards last week, maybe that Golesh offense that he brought from Tennessee is starting to click in. And this is going to be kind of that weird Navy doesn't want you to have the ball thing.
Mhm.
And
Yes,
can they
exactly
stop
right.
them enough to get enough possessions or succeed on their limited possessions to beat Navy? So this is kind of a big game for South Florida.
Louisiana Tech at UTEP at 8 p.m. on Friday. UTEP's favored by 1, but I no longer believe in UTEP this year. Like I've been burned. I think that number is fake. They've hurt me. I don't want to be hurt again by UTEP. Sun Bowl on a Friday night's weird. Like that is because there's
Just
simply
imagining UTEP as your ex-girlfriend.
yes, that's exactly what this is.
The minor.
She keeps calling me. She keeps calling me.
She took
And
a
I'm just like,
pickaxe to your heart.
Yes, a pickaxe to my heart. The best part is that because this is on a Friday night at 8 p.m. Central, so that's 7 p.m. local, there's going to be about 4,000 high school football games going on at the same time around El Paso.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be a football heavy night in El Paso.
Big time. So I looked at the matchup predictor on ESPN, and it's just straight 50-50, like for real. Like just looking at it, I'll show it to you here if it'll reflect.
Yeah, I mean Parker had this.
Yep.
Parker had the
That's
same
a
thing.
beautiful circle.
It's 50-50.
like incredibly even, which is, Arthur, go ahead and insert the sound. Coin flip. For sure. This is going to be a game where who makes the least amount of mistakes, and UTEP's quarterback has already thrown 7 interceptions.
Oh, he's doing a great job at that.
I mean, he's thrown for almost 1,000 yards, but he's got 5 TDs and 7 INTs.
Hey, those are some good Detmer numbers.
Good Detmer numbers. Could be making up the way on the Detmer list, which we haven't finalized yet, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that after this. That's gonna be on CBS Sports Network at least, so we will get the awesome music. I love that CBS Sports music over the Sun Bowl.
Well, I mean, CBS does own the Sun Bowl game. That's their only bowl game.
That is right. Yes.
Sorry. So it fits.
Going on at almost the same time that night is going to be Cincy at BYU. One of these teams is going to get their first Big 12 win, which is great.
I like how they get their first Big 12 win over like a new conference member.
Whatever. Hey,
But
you know what?
It doesn't like. I mean, it's not like the true like first Big 12 win, but I mean, it'll still count in the standings.
It counts.
But
It counts.
Still counts.
Illinois at Purdue at 2:30. They're putting this thing on Peacock. Can you believe it? And then they're putting Iowa and Purdue next week on Peacock.
Boo.
Right. Fucking don't hide this from us. We want to see Purdue football on TV.
My God, Purdue is so. If you're a Purdue fan, I'm sorry for this part, but I'm just gonna let you know they are so entertaining. They will move the ball up and down the field, and they will not, cash in anything. So the echo rate we were talking about with Parker Stats of War, they're very low themselves, almost as bad as Cal. They have quality possessions, but they just don't cash them in.
Would you say that Purdue is practicing tantric football?
I mean, maybe this week they'll finally get a win.
Release.
Score?
They'll release. They'll finally.
Now I'm thinking
They'll
Purdue's
finally-
Pete face and like I've got this,
Purdue Pete climaxing. Love.
oh god,
Right.
I didn't fucking say it. I didn't need to say it. I didn't need you to say it. I'd already heard the story of someone fucking with Sparty's head on.
Oh,
Well, somewhere I'd heard a story about some dude like fucking with the Sparty head on. So now someone at Purdue's done this.
yeah.
Oh, soulless. Okay, nope.
Yep,
That's
just
that's
the
enough
soulless,
thinking about
soulless eyes.
that. Yep.
This game is another coin flip,
Yeah.
basically.
It's like what 50.1 to 49.9, and this is kind of cool too, because the coach of Purdue was the former D coordinator of Illinois. Now he's facing his old boss, Bert. So you got a little bit of some fun there that way. But I mean, if Purdue just finish your drives, points, don't turn it over in comical fashion, and they'll win. But
I'm gonna list teams that are worse than Purdue at red zone offense, like percentage of times they've scored by being in the red zone.
Yes.
Purdue is at 68%. Teams
Yeah.
that are worse: Clemson, Akron, Charlotte, San Diego State, Temple, Florida Atlantic, Old Dominion. Full stop.
Clemson.
Yep. Clemson has had 25 trips to the red zone and only scored on 17 of them. That tells you all you need to know about Clemson's year right now. They are in hell, even though they have Dabo. Michigan State at Iowa. This is the one that I don't remember if you said it or Beth said it, but Iowa's favored by 11.5.
Line opened at 5 and it moved, if I recall correctly.
Was it line open at 8 and then moved to?
Or yeah, line open at
Whatever,
8 and it
like,
moved.
Moved to like 12.
Oh, good.
As Beth said, how 12? Where 12?
I mean, that's 4 field goals,
That's 6 safeties.
6 safeties. It's correct.
I don't even know what this.
That could be a pick 6 or a scoop and score. There's 7, and then maybe 2 field goals. That it's 13-0. They win.
This game is.
This needs to be higher on the list.
Yeah, this feels like Holly Anderson said about Nebraska week 1. It feels like I'm bullying Iowa by watching this game. Like they don't want to be they just don't want to be looked at anymore. And I feel like I'm bullying them if I watch this. Speaking of feeling bullying, like I'm watching this. How about Pitt, Virginia Tech?
Oh yeah.
Make sure you wear eye protection before you try and watch this, because it will burn you.
I want to just tune in for this
Mhm.
game just at the beginning, and I just want to see the Enter Sandman for this game.
Well, this is
Well,
this is their whiteout.
I know.
Yes.
I'm ready.
We've whacked.
We've whacked.
We've
Wow.
whacked.
That's why we learn our kerning, people. If Pittsburgh loses this, I'm going to make a sign in Pitt script that says this place is not a place of honor. No highly esteemed deed is commemorated here. Nothing valued is here. Okay. I'm going to tell you I'm going to do that right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. What is
It
here
will
was
get-
dangerous and repulsive to us.
It will get used.
I'm going to end up at the end of this season having that in like every school. I should have that in like every school color. That should be our new stickers. Houston at Texas Tech. Ooh, you want to feel some anxiety? You want to feel some people that just are crawling out of their chairs about how uncomfortable they are with shit? This
Wait.
one's going to be fun.
Texas Tech has had like a really bad start to the year, right?
Yes, they have.
And like they had a great year last year, and Texas Tech is 1-3 now.
Mhm.
Houston's 2-2. Who's Texas Tech? Texas Tech's only win was against Charleston State.
Mm-hmm. The Texans.
They lost in that crazy double OT game to Wyoming. They lost at the end to Oregon, which they were close again. Then I don't know how they lost to West Virginia. I looked at the score, but I still don't know how that happened. I have no idea. Like it doesn't make any sense. I keep looking.
I'm
at the
gonna
game.
drop the Charleston State Texans logo in there. It is the most Texas shit you've ever seen.
It is. I mean, it's totally beveled.
It's a giant bevel. It's a lightly beveled T in a lightly beveled Texas. And
perfect.
that's a new one because this is what it used to look like. It used to have a gradient.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh,
They used to put a gradient on the side of their helmets.
That's the gradient itself is also like a choice. I don't understand where the light's supposed to be coming from.
Oh no, it's not consistent
No,
because the gradient actually doesn't match the bevel either.
no.
Question: do you guys know where Tarleton State is?
You could tell me it was on the moon, and I would believe you.
I feel like it's
Give me
okay.
give me even like somewhere in
Okay.
like where in Texas? You think?
Okay, so Tarleton State, I feel like it's on Interstate 20 around Abilene Christian area, but slightly west of them.
Nope, it is
Okay.
close to DFW.
Okay.
It's just southwest of Fort Worth.
Okay.
It's over near Dublin where they used to have the classic Dr Pepper.
Ah,
Now they make the Dublin root beer, by the way, fucking amazing. They have a little locally owned. It used to be the only independent Dr Pepper, like Dr Pepper bottler into the state. They used to have the only pure sugar Dr Pepper in the state.
oh,
But Dr Pepper started doing it themselves, and they pulled their license from these guys. They started making their own sodas, and
Okay.
their root beer is fucking great. Anyways,
so
not a sponsor.
Stephenville.
Would love to be a sponsor. Yeah, Stephenville,
Stephenville. Okay, so where's Abilene?
way further west.
Uh, it's kind
What?
of in the general area where I thought it was.
Why are
it's between Abilene and Fort Worth. I should have said east. Wrong thing.
There you
All right.
Why are we still having Arkansas and Texas A&M in Arlington?
Because Jerry wants it there.
I think it's the last year of this contract. I
Christ.
think.
I don't care. I'm gonna say yes because it makes me feel better.
Also, I mean,
Thank
this
Christ.
is our week sicko shirt showdown.
This is.
It is.
We have two amazing shirts. The pig shirt is great. Why do you love this location, Arthur?
Because every single game that is played here between these schools is always incredible.
It is a stupid game.
It is.
I feel like it would be just as stupid on campus. Imagine this, but all the dead Miss Revs are watching.
They all saw. They all watched.
Arkansas doesn't have like a live mascot, right?
Yeah, they
Can
did.
you imagine if they had
like
a
a live Razorback?
I
30 to 50
Tusk.
feral
30 to 50
Razorbacks?
feral hogs in a pen.
Its name is Tusk, I think.
Yeah, Tusk. They have one. Yes. One just passed away. Tusk the fifth just passed away.
Oh,
Tusk 5. Now it's Tusk 6.
okay.
Tusk is dead. Long live Tusk.
It's like the Royal. There's never a
There's never a
gap.
vacancy.
Mhm. Yeah, this game is always super stupid. This feels like A&M always is good, always wins it, but does it in the worst way possible, where
Yeah,
no one's
just-
happy.
Nobody. It's one of these games where whoever wins this, nobody's happy with the game at all, and they're not happy that the game's there. So the whole thing is just like it's like an unhappiness festival, and you know that's why it's our sickle shirts of the week. Really.
That the Sarge shirt for A&M is great,
Yeah.
but the Hog shirt for Arkansas is like,
Hog Wild.
it's so good.
It's a good one.
Utah State at UConn. Okay, Huskies, we got to talk. This is a good pivot for you guys back into like your winning ways. Use this as your pivot point. Utah State is not great. They're coming cross country. There's a chance.
There is.
You were shaking your head while you said that, though.
I mean, like again, like UConn's down to their backup quarterback. They have some injuries, and I mean, I know Utah State's 1-3. They lost to Iowa 24-14. They manhandled Idaho State 78-28. Air Force took it to them, but they fought back. They lost 39-21, and they went toe to toe with James Madison. You know, even though they didn't have the help of a cell phone, you know, they only lost by 7 to James Madison. So I feel like Utah State is, you know, good. And in the projections that we see from Parker and from ESPN, it's basically, it's 2-1 favoring Utah State here. UConn fought hard with Utah State last year in the season opener. So I don't know if UConn is going to get back on track, which they have not gotten a win at all this year.
Yeah, they are one of our few 0-14.
Yeah. So if they're ever going to turn this one around, they need this one desperately.
We have a Conference USA rivalry game this week. Mitsu at Western Kentucky at 6:30 on Thursday. This is the 100 Miles of Hate, or as I'm calling it now, the You're Locked in Here with Me Now Bowl.
Yes.
Since there was a little bit of drama about these two teams moving together to another conference.
To the MAC.
The Western Kentucky leads this series 36-35-1.
Yep.
So Mitsu has a chance to bring this level.
They do.
I'm excited for that.
I'm just curious how Big Red would take Jello shots.
Out of a bucket.
Just
throw the whole thing.
Just the whole thing.
Just plastic cup and all. Just nom.
Just nom. Just throw it in there.
Mm-hmm. Like Cookie Monster with cookies. Like there's some plastic bits flying probably. It's fine.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can't imagine how much alcohol it would take to get Big Red drunk.
I mean, how would you know?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
I just dropped Parker's projections for this game.
That's a lot of red.
For both teams, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like Western Kentucky's not having a great year so far. They don't have that really dynamic passing game that we're sort of used to from them. And it's really showing up in the numbers. Their success rate is garbage. And they're having trouble moving the ball, which is something that has not been their thing. Like, that has not been their problem before. UAB at Tulane. This game has only been played 11 times in history.
That feels wrong.
Right? And it doesn't have a trophy.
That also feels wrong.
Yeah. Like this feels like something that should exist. Like, we need to work this out.
I need like the Birmingham Vulcan statue with like one of those like yard-long daiquiri things.
Oh, done. Okay, I like this.
Wait. What about the Birmingham Vulcan surfing on a
Ooh,
wave?
I like that too.
Yeah.
Cheeks out on the wave.
Cheeks out on the wave.
With Mardi Gras beads.
Mhm.
Don't ask him how he got the beads.
Done.
Don't ask.
Done. Clemson at Syracuse at 11 a.m. This is the question. We figure out. I said a couple weeks ago. This is where we're going to find things out.
Come on, Syracuse.
Clemson looked better.
Come on, Syracuse.
Florida State. But they're in the dome.
This
is the best possible situation for Syracuse. The only better situation could be this would be on a Friday. If this were on a Friday night,
oh yeah,
I'd actually be way in on it.
If Syracuse was like that weird Friday night game with Clemson,
yeah,
in the dome, yeah, that's like the Syracuse magic. Come on, Syracuse, do this, get this win, get over the hump. 5-0 Syracuse, one of 9 teams that are undefeated and not ranked. Syracuse, get this done.
Are they the only P5 that's undefeated, not ranked?
Maryland. There's let's see what teams. Hold on, let me.
We all know that September Maryland is a mirage.
Oh, yeah, that's why. That's why.
No, hold on. Let me go here. There are 9 unbeaten and unranked teams in FBS. This is shout out to Ralph Russo of the AP poll. Air Force, Georgia State, James Madison, Kentucky, Louisville, Marshall, Maryland, and Syracuse. Mizzou's ranked?
Yeah, Mizzou's ranked now.
Okay.
But like Louisville being ranked again, that Louisville's a mirage, and we know this.
Mm-hmm.
We are just waiting for them to find out. Syracuse, I think you can be better than this. Be better than Louisville. Like, that's not a hard ask, guys.
Come on, Syracuse. Get over the hump.
Now,
come on.
Kentucky's waiting for this one because we have Florida at Kentucky at 11 a.m. as well.
Oh, God.
This could be 3 in a row for Kentucky.
Really?
This would be their third, against Florida. This would be win 3 in a row.
3 in a row. 3 in a row.
Oh, it's that weird early morning Kentucky Kroger Field. Ooh, Ooh, okay.
And part of the problem with that is like, so at the same time, people are going to be watching Clemson, Syracuse. That's on ABC. That's on God's ABC.
Oh yeah.
SEC.
Everyone's going to see Clemson. We're all going to see.
SEC Network has the Arkansas A&M game. Big Ten Network is showing Louisiana Lafayette at Minnesota. So eyes are going to be like elsewhere. Fox has Colorado SC. So like this is going to be one of those where Kentucky might win this and no one might see it.
Wait, is Colorado USC at 9 a.m. local? What the fuck?
No, sorry, 10 a.m. local. 10 a.m. local. They're a mountain, so 10 a.m. local.
Oh, that's really not better.
But it's 9 a.m. their time Pacific. Yeah. Yep. That's great.
South Alabama at JMU. This one's going to be spicy. I like this, and of course, this game is on. Let's see. Make sure I'm right here.
The Plus, right?
It is on
my quad box.
It is on the U.
Okay.
No, it's on the U. So okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, it's on. I was going to be mad if it was on Plus because this is a very good game that should not be on the Plus.
Okay.
South Alabama has looked feisty all this year. Beat Oklahoma State bad. James Madison, one of the better moves up in recent history. I like this game a lot. This should be a lot of fun.
South Alabama's weird. They lost to Tulane. They beat Southeast Louisiana. They beat Oklahoma State. Then they lost the chips last week.
That was
I called that one, but
you did.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's at JMU. I don't know. And JMU beat Troy, and Troy beat South Owl last year. It's gonna be a really good Sun
Guys,
Belt.
you're checking for circles.
Yeah,
we're getting to the point where you start looking for circles.
Getting them circles, the circles of sicko, as you like to call that.
Now we have the first part of our Michigan three-way trophy. It's called the Michigan Mac Trophy, but in my head I kept calling it the Michigan three-way trophy. I'm not going to look up what Michigan three-way is on Urban Dictionary. I have a feeling it has a different definition.
Don't do that. I'm not going to look it up.
But we have Eastern at Central at 12:30. This is on the plus. And Eastern has not looked good this year, and the Chips have. Is this the year Jim McElwain trades in for a better job? Pitt head coach Jim McElwain.
I beg you to not.
Gotta do some photoshops. Gotta get so everyone gets the idea of him in like a Pitt jersey or a Pitt hat.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
He likes his job?
If he has a good year, I don't think he's hopping up again. No, I don't think he's doing that.
This is a side tangent. The Ryan Fire won the European League of Football championship over the Stuttgart Surge, and I hadn't realized that Jim Tomsula is the head coach of the Ryan Fire. If you are someone who does not know who that is, he briefly coached the San Francisco 49ers for a year in 2015 and was known for giving his players, social media time, whatever. He got paid $14 million for his one season as head coach. And I was reading a friend of the show, Roger Sherman, had an article with him and said that Jim had really enjoyed his time in NFL Europe. He was the coach of the Ryan Fire back in 2006. He was World Bowl champion. And he just was like, no, I had more fun over there. I'm just going to go do that again. And took his $14 million and went to Europe and just fucked off. And is loving it. So live your best life. That's awesome. I would totally do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Totally. That's the dream.
I mean, Norm Chow's over there.
He didn't have as good a year as
also living the dream.
Living the dream.
There is they just announced a new expansion team today. The Madrid Bravos. No. The Bravos? Yeah, Bravos. The Bulls. Let's slide into. I just got a message in our chat that said do ads from Commish. So let me do the ads. I'm not going to fucking let you get away with yelling at me in chat. We do have something big coming up for everyone here. We'll announce it here. Well, we announced it on our Twitter feed as well, but we'll announce it here.
Look. I tried to lead you into it with the A&M.
Oh no! I just fucking kept driving.
Just barreled through it.
Head down, keep driving.
So I'm gonna yell at you. Do the ads. Do the ads.
We have our Sickos October poll coming up. If you don't know, we don't do polls every week because it's such a giant thing to do. But we talked to our master spreadsheeter, Kevin, and we are good to go. So after this week's games, we'll have the poll open probably from Sunday to Tuesday-ish.
Yeah.
It takes us a couple of days to compile all the results because you lovable psychos put in all sorts of fun things. Yeah. Remember that sickos, we have our definition of sickos. We'll send out our explainer, but it is up to you to fill that in. You get 10 votes. And the most important thing is that you put in what your heart says. We can't tell you what to do.
Yeah, we'll include anything in the poll as long as it's not vulgar or just basically completely offensive or tasteless. So, if there's a situation going on with a certain school in Michigan about, an investigation there and you want to put some votes in because of that, we're probably going to steer clear of that. If you just want to vote for that team, fine. That's okay. But if you're talking about, whatever that occurred, we're not going to do that. Certain things like that, it's fine. If you want to talk about, if you want to say, hey, Brenton Venables has a funny visor and you want to vote for his visor or something, you could do that. If you want to vote for, the Edmonton Elks or you want to vote for anything like that, you can do that. Great. You get 10 slots or wherever you want to put your votes. You go right ahead and submit that and we'll count it. We'll do that. I was, after the Western Michigan game, I was like, oh no, maybe somebody will take the top spot from the Hawkeyes. But after that Penn State game, I'm like, nah, probably not going to happen. So, maybe, who knows? But I will post an explainer on our Substack. We'll tweet that underneath it. And, just give you an idea because sickos is really a personal definition. So whatever you have, sickos wise, it's kind of a personal definition. You have some, general guidelines of it, but what is sickos to you may not be sickos to everybody. And what we define as sickos is not necessarily your definition. So, that's why you got 10 slots, and let your opinion be heard, and submit the votes in, and get those in. We'll post that on Sunday, probably in the middle of the Bears and Broncos game. That'd be really good, right?
There you go. Yeah, we'll have lots of eyes on
we
it.
could do that, and then we'll go over it on our Tuesday, and then probably release the results on Thursday of next week.
We also have our Patreon and Discord for $5 a month. Come get in on the weekly rankings debates, chat with us during the games, see the inner workings that happens on game day, throw all the stuff at us that we'll see. And if you subscribe to Patreon, you also get access to our paywall Substack posts, which right now is just our potato chip ratio, but we will have more things going soon. We have our merch store at sickoscommittee.org. Right now, we are planning on adding some stuff, hopefully by this weekend, some new designs that people have called for that I have made up, things like that. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you ever have something that you see, like, for example, I made the Sickos Committee in the Virginia Diamond lockup, and people were like, I need this. So that's going to be on a shirt and some stickers. So there you go, guys. Message Board Geniuses podcast. Listen to them. They're hilarious. They also go to those crazy places that we don't go. I assume that after this Arkansas A&M game, it's going to be just a fucking minefield. You guys heard me on here the one time I opened up the LSU board and just lost my fucking mind in real time. So there you go. We have a YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. We have our Substack where we put out our recaps every week. We also have Detmer 2.0 article, and Commish is writing up his Pocatello pilgrimage. Lastly, our partners at Homefield Apparel have the softest, comfiest, best college shirts. For 15% off your first order, use offer code yes. That's 3 ha's. And also, we have our weekly Sicko shirt showdown for 25% off one of the shirts. This week it is A&M in Arkansas. The A&M shirt is a Sarge shirt, and the Arkansas shirt is a Wild Hog shirt with a cartoon hog on it. It's great. Both of those shirts are going to be 25% off, but only until the sizes run out, so grab them soon. We also have all the other shirts from our Sickos Showdown for the rest of the past 5 weeks at this point. They're all still up there, and those sizes are there until they're gone.
That's right. Also, bear with Homefield right now. They've been having incredible volume of sales. It seems like the month of August, they went insane, where it was just like multiple Black Fridays in sales for them.
Oh, we hugged them too hard.
So we just if you ordered something from them, I promise you it's worth the wait. So just hang in there. You'll get your shirts and whatever eventually. And they're working through it. They're working OT. They're working, weekends to try to get everything out as soon as possible. But when you have Black Fridays in August and you're not necessarily ready for it, because they're a relatively small company, and just hang in with them. The shirts are just incredibly soft, just phenomenal, and they are totally worth the wait.
Miami of Ohio at Kent State. 70th meeting. There is no trophy that I can find. Right? This needs like like the steel beam. What's super Ohio-y? The cheese pizza. I don't know, what do Ohioans like?
What? The cheese pizza?
Yeah, they like.
Well, I mean, both of these teams have like potato chip makers really close to them.
Oh, there you go.
So I mean, just like a big old bag of potato chips. Instead of Golden Flake, it's a Golden Flash.
Are they on complete opposite sides of Ohio? I was just getting a map.
Kind of, yeah. They're not like close.
My knowledge of Ohio geography is not great. I know that Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland are like in a line, but everything past that, like
diagonally, yeah. But yes,
Columbus is very much in the middle.
Okay, Kent State's like up by Cleveland, and Miami is where's Miami?
It's Oxford, Ohio.
Oh, Oxford. Ohio.
Yes, they're closer to Cincy.
Okay. So there you go.
Yep.
Learn something. Oh wait, I fucking know this. I played a concert in Oxford. Okay, I should know this.
You should know this. I didn't know that. You should know it though.
Baylor at UCF. This is a conference game. Once again, I'm going to keep saying that to remind people that this happens.
Baylor UCF conference game. Dave Aranda in Orlando, not for a bowl game, for a conference game.
I'm just gonna get like permanently stuck with the scrunch face.
Yeah.
As we go through this season.
Seriously,
'Cause,
it's.
man,
Just
I
keep
hate
doing
these
it.
new conferences. It's awful.
I mean, the Cincy BYU game being a conference game is really confusing the crap out of me. This one doesn't help either.
Indiana at Maryland on the Big Ten Network. Y'all, this is
September,
the last.
Maryland.
This is the last day of September, Maryland.
It is.
So they beat Indiana, and then the clock runs out. They turn back into a pumpkin.
Particularly because I believe they play Ohio State the first weekend in October.
But
Jesus
why do they do that to Maryland? But
Jesus Christ.
Maryland, you could take Ohio State this year. Do it, Maryland. Beat the Hoosiers, undefeated. They'll get ranked like 25th.
And then just drop out. Just drop out
because
quietly.
they got to play Ohio State. This is unfair.
Kansas at Texas at 2:30 on ABC. Please, God,
A battle of undefeated.
please, God,
teams.
don't
4-0 Kansas at 4-0 Texas.
I'm not going to watch this game.
Okay.
I'm glad that my family's in town this weekend because I can just opt out of this game. I don't want to watch this.
I would posit that it is not embarrassing to lose to this version of Kansas.
I don't care.
Okay.
This has so many bad vibes on it. It's hard to explain. Like as a whatever version of Texas fan I am, this feels so snake bitten. Like I just nope. We were wrong about this next one. On the recap show, we said it was West Virginia at Houston this week. That's not true. That's in 2 weeks after a bye week.
Yeah.
Or no, it's in 2 or 1. Hold up. It's on this. No, it's in 1 week. Sorry. Oh, fuck. That means that Texas has West Virginia travels to TCU, goes back home, and then travels to Houston. Beth, by the way, said she's going to bed because she has a headache, and I get that. Beth, I am so sorry for this.
She knew it was coming.
Yeah. Louisville at NC State at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Do they only let NC State have Friday games now?
Apparently.
Is that just what they allow?
Friday night Wolfpack.
San Diego State at Air Force at 7 p.m. on Friday. San Diego State cannot move the ball. Air Force can only move the ball. I feel like Air Force is going to win by 60. Like this just feels like a very bad day for San Diego State. I don't know when they're going to get rid of Brady Hoke, but it's got to be soon. You have a fancy new stadium and you're drawing like 2 people to it.
No,
to watch
like
Brady.
San Diego State is you know what they say. It's G5 Iowa.
No one wants that.
They have a bunch of defense,
Especially
and
not in
special
San
teams.
Diego.
Yes.
Like, I think you could be G5 Iowa and be successful somewhere.
Hey, Kent
But
State.
not in San
Hey, Kent
Diego.
State, you want a fucking identity? Kent State, go be G5 Iowa, not San Diego.
I can see, Troy is kind of like that. They're a little bit of G5 Iowa. They got a great defense.
They're gritty, gritty boys, gritty thick boys. Hawaii at UNLV. We need to start.
Are we
Go
talking
ahead.
about bowl bound UNLV?
We need to start considering this.
All right. If they beat Hawaii, they would be 4-1.
Mhm.
Then they have Nevada,
Win.
Colorado State.
Mhm.
That's 6 if you give them wins in both of those.
I don't give them Colorado State.
Fresno,
No.
New Mexico,
Yes.
Wyoming,
No.
Air Force,
No.
No.
San Jose State.
Maybe. Yeah, I think UNLV is going bowling this year.
They
got-
could potentially make it to 7.
They
They
could.
could. So if they win this one, we're talking about the running Rebels into a bowl game.
Barry Odom turning programs around.
That's right.
It's because Bobby was there for a week.
About 3 weeks of Bobby Petrino has turned UNLV around. We're just going to keep that up.
Maybe 3 weeks of Bobby Petrino is like the exact right amount of Bobby Petrino. And it's just that when you keep him around for longer than that things start to go
We're gonna
sideways.
start microdosing Bobby Petrino. Hey, have you heard of this new thing called Bobby Petrino? You just take it, for 3 weeks, and then you're great. See the future. Utah at Oregon State. I am legitimately excited about this game. This is Friday night.
Yeah.
We get this on Friday night.
Late
This
night
is
Friday night.
amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I don't necessarily know, as you said, in the notes that we don't know if Cam Rising is back. It should be, a fun night and Friday for some Corvallis love. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are you ready for
Corvallis.
some beavers on Friday night? I was tough to say with a straight face.
ODU at Marshall. What happened with the drone? I barely saw this today.
Okay, so Marshall flew a drone over the stadium as they were running onto the field.
The video looked cool.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
the video
it was
was
very
extremely
cool.
cool.
But the Sun Belt was like, no, you cannot have a drone going over the stadium that close to the players.
Oh, it's
as they
wild
run on
because
the field.
while students are on the field, while athletes are on the field, you can't have
Yeah.
a drone.
So,
Hey, no fun belt. You know who does this? The USFL, and they're fucking awesome. USFL has drones flying around. Fan controlled football has drones flying around. By the way, did I tell you I found out fan controlled football is not coming back for season 3? They went very heavily into NFTs last season, and
oh no,
and the line went down.
Oh no,
Imagine that.
Lord Ape FC did not make for season 3.
oh no.
Watching Quentin Flowers absolutely punk people, though, was one of the highlights of that whole thing. Ball State at Western Michigan. Sure. This is one of those, like, yep, it's a MAC game.
That sure is a MAC game.
No, this feels like something strange is going to happen. I don't have anything to back it up, but I feel like some weird play is going to come out of this game that we're going to just tweet, and it's going to be great.
Well, because in 2020, this had the insane finish.
Yeah.
This is the one where, like, there was the 16 laterals and the field storm, and, like,
yeah.
I remember that
Yeah.
whole thing. That was in Muncie too.
Yeah, this feels like these two teams, when they get together, it's Kalamazoo and Muncie, just some weird combination. I don't know.
That is like the worst, spring break tour I can imagine. Join us for spring break. We're going to Kalamazoo and Muncie.
Hey, Bells is in Kalamazoo. You got that going
is it really?
for you. Yeah.
Okay. Love my Bells too hard.
Yeah, Bells, some good stuff. You know the road that you have to take, the interstate you have to take in between Kalamazoo and Muncie?
No.
Is it Interstate 69?
Nice. That is correct.
There you go. Of course it was.
Oh, yeah. We're back to Corvallis. No, I'm just...
Boise State at Memphis.
Hell yeah.
This isn't, like, again, this feels like it should be a conference game.
It feels
or should be played more often.
Like both of these teams should be in the Big 12. And this should be a conference game.
Let's not go that far.
I'm just saying.
Both these teams should be in the Big East.
Yes. Done.
Revive the Big East, but at its stupidest form.
Yes. Done. Like
I want TCU.
You bring the Big East back, but where it was at the most stupidest point before it went away.
With San Diego State and Boise State in the Big East.
Yes, just done. All of that. TCU in the middle there.
And see, we laughed about that so much, and now look at the ACC.
Yeah.
What was a joke 10 years ago is now what's happening.
Saying, like, look, the WAC was ahead of its time. It hit 16 teams, and it actually kind of made sense. That WAC made sense. It was kind of like the Mountain West, what it is now, and a little bit of the American together. Mm-hmm. It made sense, but, they broke apart after 2 years, and then, 20 some odd years later, 20 plus years later, we're doing this all over again.
Time is a flat circle.
That's right. Linear time was a mistake, Pitt Girl.
That's right.
That's right.
Mizzou at Vandy. Y'all, we're going to be at 5-win Mizzou.
If they beat Vandy, 5-0 Mizzou.
Are you ready to talk to your kids about good Mizzou?
No, because I live in Texas and I don't have to teach them that.
Hey, let me give you this scenario here. I know Jordan's not going to like this. Kansas beat Texas. They're 5-0. Mizzou beats Vandy. They're both 5-0. Collision course. College football playoff. Mizzou, Kansas.
I mean, that's great.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
Will that happen? No. But would it be awesome? Yes.
As an aside, Kansas and Mizzou are two of the teams that most need to get over the hard feelings from the last round of realignment and just start playing each other again. Please just get over it and start playing each other again. I promise it's worth it.
I'm trying to find the last time Mizzou went 5-0. Give me a moment. Here we go. It was 2013. They beat Murray State, Toledo, Indiana, Arkansas State, and Vanderbilt for their 5th win. And then they went on to beat number 7 Georgia and number 22 Florida. Man, those early SEC days, Mizzou were just like fucking out there.
I mean, they made the SEC championship twice.
Oh yeah, like that's always my favorite fun fact because no one can believe that that's true.
To be fair to them, the East, well, or I guess not fair to them, but to be fair, the East was like garbage then.
A crater. New Mexico at Wyoming. This travel schedule for New Mexico sucks. They were in Massachusetts, and now they're going to Laramie after a week at home.
Oh man, New Mexico, love yourself.
That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
What is the elevation in Amherst? 295 feet. Okay.
It's right at sea level. It's not
yeah, essentially. And then now they're going to like 7,200 feet. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Have fun, New Mexico.
Coastal at Georgia Southern is our NFL Network game.
Yes.
And
so watch the game and figure out what fantasy wide receivers you should pick up on the waiver wire at halftime.
Someone posted the other day, it was not a tweet to us, but there was a thing of like, how do people watch sports without betting on them or having fantasy sports? And I was like, I never bet on sports, and I hate fantasy sports. Just like it feels like homework. I just watch it because it's crazy.
It's perfect TV. It's just on.
Yes.
And that's what it
is.
Unscripted
drama.
It is unscripted drama. You have no idea what's going to happen from one play to the next. It's kind of like, sports reality TV. You kind of have an idea what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has like lore and stuff if you're a nerd that's into that kind of shit, which I am.
We all are.
So
it's got the personalities. Yeah. You have heels. You have
heels. You got you got.
Oh shit! I don't like wrestling, but I like this. This is my wrestling. I just realized that.
College football is our Real Housewives of Statesboro, Georgia.
Hold up. Just writing that down is my next Zelda Bravo. Hold up. Real Housewives.
Clay Helton's wife in Statesboro.
This is Clay Helton. Texas State at Troy at Georgia State. There's a good chance we are at 5-0 Georgia State, and I'm way more interested in that than 5-0 Mizzou.
Woo! Go Panthers.
Texas State at Southern Miss. Can the GJ Kinney show go on the road? I think so. Southern has not looked great.
I mean, they did just lose to Arkansas State, so
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
ECU at Rice. I think Rice bounces back. I'm excited for a 6-win Rice this year. I'm really feeling it.
What type of rice does a pirate eat?
Arroz con pollo.
Sure, that works.
Charlotte SMU. I really wanted to go to this game, but my parents are in town, so I'm not going to do it because I wanted to go see Biff in person.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to see Biff in person, you would have had to cut your sleeves off and.
I would have gone to the press box with sleeves cut off.
You would have been in the press box with your Colorado School of Mines shirt, your official press box gear, your color, and then you had the sleeves cut off, and then you cut the neck hole,
cut the deep V,
into Blaster.
I can't do that to Blaster.
I mean, it is appropriate that the Colorado School of Mines shirt has the gun show going on.
It is right.
South Carolina at Tennessee. I don't fucking know. That's I'm
intrigued.
Interesting.
South Carolina's not great, but man, Tennessee has looked just shaky as shit.
They could get good Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the worry, right? Like.
So last year,
Joe Milton is fun, but he has. As potato cannons on top of Rimbos do, he has a limited use case.
Yeah, he's great with deep throws, the mid range and the short throws. Not that great. This would be interesting. I'm curious how bad Tennessee wants to get revenge for what happened to them last year.
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot about that.
They have not. Forgotten.
That was Tennessee's 2-game woo, we're gonna fucking wreck everything.
Yep.
Then we have App State at ULM. Ooh, see, we're now at the bet.
All right.
Commish, you ever had moonshine, Commish?
Yes, I have.
Okay, never mind then. If you hadn't had shine, I was going to do.
I've had The first time I ever had moonshine was I was on the infield of Talladega.
That feels
It's a good place for it.
that feels so correct.
The first time I had moonshine, infield of Talladega, we were in an RV,
Yeah.
sleeping in an RV. My friends, Mike, and it was kind of funny. After that weekend, I was just like, I'm going to propose. Like I'm done. Like I was it.
Weekend's so
After that,
bad
I
that
was
it
just like-
settled
I
you
was like,
down. Oh my
I was
god.
like, no, I am not doing this shit no more. There was a lot of shit at this in Talladega. We're in an RV. Like my dad had like a Saints RV, where it's like it had like the Saints on the front, and there was like the Saints logo on the back. But it was just like a normal crappy RV, which like nothing fancy. We had like $1 million RVs like parked next to us. They had like daiquiri machines. The one daiquiri right next to us, whatever, they had like just like boiled seafood and everything. It was, and they kept inviting us over. The daiquiri machine, the one they made, it was something called the Goat Fucker. And holy shit, was that strong. Also, they had like the moonshine of like old smoky moonshine. I had moonshine and mellow yellow mixed together. So it was delicious, like a blackberry moonshine. So
How
yes,
old were you?
you're probably looking at about a little bit over 10 years ago. So I'd say that.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I was just like, I'm done. I'm tapping out
Yeah,
of this
that's
single
right.
man life after all of this. It was my first time ever having Bojangles also, which it was a fantastic weekend.
It sounds like an
Awesome.
amazing weekend.
That was some good stuff. I was like, no, I'm done. I don't. It was insane. Sleeping in an RV. No, thank you. There was a bet of some canned rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Like whoever's car finished the worst had to eat the canned rattlesnake, which my car won, so I was safe from that, and so that was great. So I am not doing any rattlesnake bets here, but
Okay.
so App State. I was trying to figure out what I need to do. Do I need to buy like a corncob pipe if App wins, or I could buy some moonshine? I have no problem with that, and drink that on the pod if App wins and covers the 13.5 point spread.
I like that. So if App wins and covers the spread, you get some Old Smoky, whatever you can get at Total
Whatever
Wine.
moonshine I can get. Okay.
Yeah, get the White Lightning though, not the
No
sweet apple pie
flavoredness.
version.
No flavored,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
get the White Lightning. That's
Straight.
Fine. Yeah.
Straight. Can I get
Okay.
some rocks at least, or no, just straight?
Yeah, no, rocks are fine.
Okay.
Oh
Right.
god, they have banana pudding moonshine.
Yeah, it's been kind of gentrified, but I will just get straight White Lightning. There's a couple of different brands that I can get here. And then what happens if ULM wins or ULM covers?
Man, if ULM wins, this one's out there. So I feel like ULM wins.
How about if ULM wins, you got to drink moonshine?
Oh, easy, done. So,
All right.
Done. Yeah.
Well, again, you drink some moonshine, or go ahead, you get the White Lightning. So
Yeah,
we're
hell yeah. Oh, easy.
We're betting moonshine.
Done.
ULM wins, you drink moonshine. App wins and covers. They have to cover. I will drink the moonshine.
Okay, deal.
Done. Straight on the rocks. I'm sorry. Well, just on the rocks, not straight.
Neat.
But yeah.
Neat.
Neat is without rocks.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit, one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie.
Good movie.
And there's a scene when he goes into the ink and paint club and he orders scotch on the rocks, and then the penguin walks away and he yells, "I mean ice." And they still bring him a glass with like rocks in it. It's that joke right there is so fucking good. I love that movie. Washington at Arizona at 9 p.m. So Jaden Delora's hurt. He didn't finish the Stanford game.
He had a boot on his foot or his leg or
cast?
whatever.
It was
Yeah,
something-
it was just he was in a boot. He didn't finish.
Okay.
The backup came in and was able to get the go ahead touchdown to win over Stanford.
That 21-20 win. Yes.
Yes. So Washington has the number 1 ranked offense. Arizona has the 37th ranked defense. The only reason I have this on the list, it's one of our late night games. So it's going to be on late.
But
And-
guess what? No one can watch it unless you're in Moldova.
That's right. Or you can use our NordVPN thing that we need to tweet again.
Yeah, I'll tweet that again.
So it should be interesting,
Nevada at Fresno State.
which is our nightcap this week.
This is the worst, almost the worst defense in the country.
Yeah.
Versus Fresno State's offense, who's been pretty good.
They've been pretty
If you're
good.
ranked 45th, that
Yeah.
feels about right.
Yeah,
You like points? I heard you liked points.
could be a lot of points here, for maybe on one side at least. Could be both. Who knows?
The LSU Ole Miss game is weird to me because I think a lot of Ole Miss's air got deflated last week. And I don't know if they're going to be like really
No.
on edge up for this one.
I'm gonna give you this. This game, these two teams hate each other. This is the game that LSU, if they were to consider somebody their rivals, it would probably be Ole Miss, strictly on tailgating alone.
Yeah.
Because the Grove and LSU's tailgate, the rivalry is just based off of tailgating. LSU's like, whatever, we cook with open flames, we have giant pots, we have propane going, we got all this crazy stuff. And they just rip on the Grove because they just have like sternos and like chicken tenders and like, chafing dishes and stuff like that.
It's like a catering
It's like a
thing,
catering thing. But, both of them, they drink a ton, they have a lot of fun, and they just don't like each other. And anytime these two teams get together, weird shit happens. So
we're back. We're baking this on purely weird shit happens.
This feels something weird is gonna happen, and this is kind of like that LSU Arkansas thing, LSU Ole Miss, with the Les Miles era LSU Ole Miss games. There's some crazy weird shit happening. Also, Ole Miss is celebrating the 2003 Cotton Bowl team with Eli Manning on it.
Yeah.
So this should make it a little bit of extra oomph. So it should be fun.
Weird vibes only.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama at Mississippi State. We're just gonna need to draw a chalk outline around Starkville. Like this is just gonna be. This is gonna be bad.
Late too. This is 8 p.m. Central. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, so
I hope you like cowbells.
that Jesus can't watch this.
This is one of those that I will put in the quad box if it's like quirky, but the sound is not coming on.
I kind of like it. It's like they're rolling a jar full of pennies around.
You like the ambient cowbell.
It's a vibe.
Penn State at Northwestern at 11 a.m.
No.
No.
I'm done.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Unless it's weird weather. No.
Why is Louisiana Lafayette going to Minnesota? I thought we were done with this shit. We're at week 5, guys. Stop this.
So the Cajun Navy is going to go up to row the boat?
This is Minnesota's bounce back game after
Rowing
that
all the
heartbreaking.
way up the Mississippi.
So.
Like all the way
All
up.
the way the fuck up the Mississippi. The Cajun Navy.
Minnesota's bounce back from their heartbreaking loss against, let me check my notes here, Northwestern.
Yes. That happened. That really happened.
I watched it.
It occurred.
Bowling Green at Georgia Tech. That's just like
We already
Bowling
talked
Green
about
can't
the
hold on
ACC
the ball.
network, right?
Yeah. Michigan at Nebraska at 2:30.
You want to see a body?
Yeah, God. And then can we call USC at Colorado sickos? I don't think so. I think this
has
is
too much hype.
This is a good game. Like this is a legitimately good game.
Again, this is like Colorado was in the offseason incredibly sickos.
Yeah.
Like we had no data points. We had no idea what was going to happen with Coach Prime or anything like that. And they finished second in our preseason poll.
I was just going to check. I think they're going to drop out.
I'm expecting them to just completely drop out of the poll because sickos, we feel like we go for the unconventionally appealing things. And every single Colorado game is like the highest rated game. And there's like Big Noon Saturday or College Game Day. It does not feel sickos. The only reason I think it could be sickos because it could be an absolute point fest. That's it.
Yeah.
I think there's also an argument to be made that Colorado in its current form is sort of inherently unconventionally appealing because the appeal to normies, air quotes, like non-college football people, isn't really about Colorado. It's about Coach Prime.
Yeah.
However, the unconventional appeal there is not the sickos kind of unconventional appeal.
Before we go on past that, I had a quick question for you guys. Let me find I'm looking for stats here. Give me a moment. Sorry. So how many times did SC sack Arizona State's a quarterback last week?
Did you just get really loud?
Oh, I didn't mean to.
I don't know.
Okay.
You did.
I think it was
sorry.
about 9 or 10 times.
It was a lot.
It was 8. Yeah.
Oh, 8, okay. They hit him a lot.
And what team has been having a lot of trouble keeping their quarterback from getting just mowed down in the backfield?
But I feel
Colorado.
like this is if they don't get a sack, it's feast or famine defense with USC.
Yes.
So if they cannot get
Mr. Grinch does not. Yeah, there's no middle ground for Mr. Grinch.
So if Shador gets away, he's gonna like just drop dimes.
Oh, yes.
It's just a matter of him getting away.
Mhm.
He's got to survive the first. This isn't going to be one of those. Well, so he even said it last week, right? He held on the ball too long. Like that was he said it, and I think that if he does not have that timing figured out, it's going to be another very bad day for him. Like how many times did he get sacked by Oregon? You know,
A lot.
7.
7. Yeah, all right.
So this is like I am concerned about him just like ending up in a sea of cardinal. That's what we said. It's cardinal, right? That's the color.
Sure.
Crimson, I think. Stanford's the cardinal.
No, but we've done this before. But they're the cardinal. But
it was not garnet. Yeah, it wasn't garnet.
USC colors.
Yeah, USC red.
Cardinal. It's cardinal.
Oh,
Cardinal,
okay.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
that was
weird.
that. I remember this. This is I remember we had this argument at one point. Yeah. Okay, some weird FCS stuff. Youngstown State at Northern Iowa. That's just a classic FCS like fun time battle. We have some Big Sky stuff. Idaho at Eastern Washington. Can the Vandals handle the Blood Turf? It should be a good one for like that middle to top bit of the Big Sky. Idaho State is talking really big now, and they're playing at Montana in Missoula. And they're like, North Colorado was a warm-up game. I think we got this one too. Let's dial back expectations to their Bengals. I'm happy for you, but
I don't think they're calling for it. I think that there may be some trouble brewing in Missoula after what occurred when Montana lost to NAU last week. So
that was weird.
there were some allegations of some players quitting on the coach in Missoula. So I don't necessarily know. I've actually seen some tweets about some film there about that.
Okay.
And very interesting. I don't think that Idaho State's got enough ammunition to do it, but it would be interesting if it were to happen. But I still think Montana can take this one. No problem.
Northern Arizona at Sac State. Sac State may hopefully gets their bounce back here. Portland State at Montana State. This is oops all points.
Yeah, I mean, so when I went to Pocatello and I stopped at the Big Sky office, they were like, I mean, why didn't you go to the Montana State at Weber State game? And it turned out Montana State like beat Weber like 40-0. Like
just like absolutely bodied them.
Just bodied the crap out of them. Portland State, ever since they got bodied by Oregon, has just been scoring points at an alarming clip. I don't think it's going to happen against Montana State, but yeah, it should be fun.
We also have Howard at Bobby Moe.
Bobby Moe.
The State Fair Classic. If you are in Dallas on Saturday and you don't have to hang out with your parents like I do, I would be at this game at 6 p.m. Sorry, 6 p.m. It's the late game. It's a later game. For $30, I think, you get tickets to the State Fair Classic. This is Grambling versus Prairie View A&M. One of the best battles of the band. It's in the middle of the State Fair. If you don't like the crowds of Red River, this is just as lit. You still get all the fun fair stuff. It's the opening day weekend of the fair, so it's going to be crazy anyways. Go to this game. It is amazing. This is one of my favorite events. We have a weird one in the Missouri Valley Conference. South Dakota State versus North Dakota and North Dakota State versus South Dakota. Not the traditional matchups.
No, it's the opposites of the Dakotas and states.
Yes.
I will say when I was doing the Substack, there was a kind of a pin in the South Dakota State versus North Dakota game.
Okay.
North Dakota's got a really good quarterback, and if they can hang with South Dakota State, it'd be tough to do it in Brookings, but there may be a shot there. North Dakota's only loss of the season was at Boise, but essentially they were tied with Boise until they went to the fourth.
Right. They pulled away, but not for a while.
Not for a while. So, I mean, they were close with Boise, not tied. But they fought pretty good. So, I'm going to keep an eye on that one.
Then we have a couple other weird ones to look out for. Texas College at North American. The only reason this really matters is that Texas College got blown out by that was Texas A&M Permian Basin, I believe.
Yeah, 96-0.
Right. And
Hmm.
then North American was the one that has lost the past 2 weeks by a total of like 130 points.
Oh, hold on. What's 91? Portland State ran up 91 on them, right? Incarnate
Mhm.
Incarnate Word got 63 on them.
So 150 points.
Yeah, 150 some odd points to 3 in the past 2
Ouch.
games. So
Ouch.
these two teams that have both lost by 90 points square off on Saturday.
They're both, this is a conference game, by the way. They're both part of the Red River Athletic Conference in the NAIA, which includes schools such as, hold up, do I have a list of which ones are football and which ones aren't? Yeah, I need a list of football schools. Give me a second. Full member non-football. This is not what I, wait, this is not a football conference. Hold up. I got to figure out what conference there are in, or oh, man, this may just be NAIA weirdness. Anyways, in the Red River Athletic Conference, we have schools such as University of Houston Victoria, Hudson Tillotson University, Jarvis Christian, Louisiana Christian, Louisiana State University of Alexandria, Louisiana State University of Shreveport, North American, Our Lady of the Lake, Paul Quinn, University of the Southwest, Texas College, Texas A&M San Antonio, Texas A&M Texarkana, and Xavier University of Louisiana, whose mascot is the Gold Rush, and the women are the Gold Nuggets.
Is Xavier of Louisiana?
Yes.
Yeah, they're one of the only 2 pharmacy schools in the state of state of Louisiana. The only other one is ULM.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So if you go to like a CVS in Louisiana, chances are they're going to ULM.
Or Xavier, either one.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating. Okay.
It's just
there you go.
very strange, but that's what the state is. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Leathernecks, our beloved Western Illinois. They have a bye week this week, so they get to survive. Hopefully they'll get their win when they come back. We're going to look ahead. Our beloved Indiana State Sycamores, they are at Murray State, but pencil in November 11th because we're going to have Western Illinois versus Indiana State.
No. Western Illinois. Yeah. This is basically, we do this thing. It's called the Everybody Gets One Watch, where we try to find, we root for everybody in Division I to get at least one win. We don't want nobody to go win this. We had 2 last year. Bobby Moe, which they got a win. And Western Illinois was another one that didn't get a win. That didn't get a win last year, but we're hoping they get a win this year. Western Illinois has got the longest losing streak in Division I. They got a bye week, so let's rest up and hope the Leathernecks pull it out. But their best shot may come against our beloved Sycamores on November 11th, which let's hope it doesn't come down to that. But yeah, that'll definitely wind up on the quad box for sure.
I need to make a correction for myself. For basketball, those teams are in the Red River Athletic Conference. For football, they're in the Sooner Athletic Conference.
Okay. Wait, so the Red River Athletic Conference, so that's the RRAC. But the Sooner Athletic Conference, that is the SAC.
Is the SAC, yes.
Okay.
You can have little things that just say SAC up.
They're in the football SAC.
And like I like to finish these things off, let's let the podcast play neck and look in at our beloved Northeast Conference football schedule for the week.
Oh, yeah.
Nection.
It just means something.
It does.
We have this week Central Connecticut at Brown at 11 a.m.
Ooh.
Duquesne at LIU at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Merrimack at Sacred Heart at noon. St. Francis at Stonehill at noon. And then the big game this week, Wagner is going across the Hudson, I believe, to Rutgers. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Come on, Wagner. Do the funny thing.
Oh, my God.
Do the thing, Wagner.
If Wagner beats Rutgers, oh, my God. I mean,
a team from Jersey and a team from Staten Island. This is just going to be.
We're going to have to watch the LIU and Duquesne game because of the weird throwing motion. But we don't know because he's the backup QB. We don't know if the starting QB is back healthy. Luca Stanzani for Long Island is the starting QB, which is he's got long hair and a mustache.
Perfect.
And you would think that he's from Long Island, but he's not. He's from Clearwater, Florida. But
but that also tracks.
That kind of counts.
I mean, that's basically just Long Island, but in a different spot.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, absolutely. Fuck yeah, Lucas Danzani. So that is your Nexion update for the week, and that wraps up our preview show. So we hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you after week 5 is done.